All right, today we are looking at some lost comic book history. This is Jetta by Dan DeCarlo. Now, Dan DeCarlo is really famous for having that iconic Archie Comics look. He did a lot of work on Archie Comics for decades, and Jetta was a three-issue series that he did in the 1950s, and it died really quickly, where it had a sci-fi spin to it. Now, I read this weekend, and you can find some of this online in various printings. I think it is in the public domain. It talks about Dan DeCarlo's career at the beginning of this version. It's just a black and white reproduction, so you can see what's going on. Now, Jetta has a couple male suitors who are interested in her, and there's, of course, a black-haired girl who she's kind of a rival with, and it's very much a Betty and Veronica in space. It really is. And so a lot of these actually revolve around Jetta wanting to go to the space prom and wanting to be happy at the end of it. And there's a lot of cute imagery here, a lot of very much 1950s Americana, and they go really far into space. They use the word fission too much, like it, in every context, and every context that doesn't make sense. They just replace modern words with stuff like that. Hey, we're space age. We have flying cars now. And then they have similar Archie situations where they're, who's going to take me to the dance, etc. Now, there is one decent storyline out of this whole thing, which is there's a heist, and Jetta's suitor gets caught up with this girl who's like trying to steal stuff, and he eventually convinces her through his charm to screw things up and then resolves the heist at the end of it. But beyond that, most of these, again, just feel like Archie tales in space that really fall a little bit flat on the storytelling end. And so while the art's really pretty, and I really like the Jetsons combined with Archie sort of aesthetic, it looks really cool, it really didn't work out. I can see why this lasted only 3 issues. Here's space football today. So everything is just exactly the same as the 1950s, but in space. And they say it's in the 21st century. So here it is. There's them at the dance. Like I said, I mean, there's some cute stuff. The art's beautiful to look at. I'm glad I looked at it on that level. But it's really kind of a shallow effort from Dan DeCarlo compared to a lot of his other work. So here it is, Jetta. And this is, there's a few different versions of this. This is done by, Airwave Press. And there's a version done by Yowie Press also, which is out of print. And I think that one's actually in color. And then you can find it, I think, on the Digital Comics Archive also. So there's a lot of different ways to read this. If you want to, look at some comic history. Dan DeCarlo is, of course, one of the best. This is just not his best work, and that just means it's average. It's like a 7 out of 10. So it's a cute and quick read, but that's about all there is to it. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.